This episode is dedicated to Emma. Welcome to Joy and Olives. This is Jazz, and I am so happy to be with you guys here on a Tuesday afternoon here in Singapore, where it is 11:11, and that means it is Happy Singles Day for all of us here in Asia, and it's also a huge shopping day, especially here in Singapore, where there's tons and tons of deals. I'm going to be going online to shop for some stuff later. But for now, I wanted to share with you guys a story about something that happened to me around the time of 11/11 some years back. So, at that time, I was single and just really wanting to be out of my single season. And I was just in a season of transition, and the future looked really murky. And I think it's in times like that where we just really feel like latching on to someone. So anyways, I was introduced to a friend group, and I met a guy there, and he seemed to check off so many of the boxes on my list. And, I was really excited about getting to know him more. And after a period of time, this group and we all got together to do an activity together. And so we were split into smaller groups, and I really wanted to be put in his group because I just really wanted to get the chance to chat with him, to talk to him, to get to know him better. But as it would be, I was placed in another small group. And in that small group, I actually got to know this one girl, and I had not really noticed her before, but when I first met her, I thought, wow, she's so gorgeous. She's so sweet. I would really love to get to know her as a friend. And while we were getting to know each other, she reveals that she had just gotten engaged. And then she announces that she was engaged to, guess who? The guy that I had a crush on. And I was obviously trying to conceal my utter shock and horror. But, I really thank God that it didn't take me long to just be totally over it. And, looking back, I really laugh at that experience. And, biggest life lesson is, if you are going to like someone, please confirm first if they are unattached. Like, the last thing you'd want is exactly what happened to me, which is to find out like this man was very much attached already and very much in love with a beautiful girl. And okay, this is just even more hilarious. Later on in our group of friends, they brought us to the place where this couple had, where the guy had proposed to the girl, and it was by the beach. And I was like, oh my goodness. Well, this is just rubbing salt on an open wound. But anyways, what was kind of interesting was that close by to their proposal site was a wave breaker. And on the wave breaker, it was labeled 11/11 for some reason. I guess it's just because it's the 11th wave breaker at that beach. And when I saw that, I really smiled, and it was just like the Lord reminding me, Jasmine, I haven't forgotten all the prayers that you've prayed on 11/11 for that one person that you will meet eventually. But I just want you to know that whether you are single or not, Jazz, you can be truly happy, and my grace is multiplied to you, like grace upon grace. When you're at the beach and you look at the waves, and as each wave hits the shore, it's just unending, it's eternal. Like, the waves of the sea will continue to crash on the shore for all of time on earth. And that's like the Lord's love. And I was really comforted. And obviously, I eventually ended up becoming friends with this couple, and they're amazing together. And yeah, obviously totally over it by now. And I can even laugh at it now. And I want to just say that all these years have passed since then, and the Lord has been so, so faithful to me in the area of relationships. But can I just say something that, maybe you're thinking that being attached is way better than being single. Or maybe you're asking yourself, like, what state of being is better, to be single or to be attached? Can I just say that either way, being single or attached, either state of being is horrible without Jesus. And I've been on either side, and I can honestly say that being single or being attached it doesn't truly bring about genuine peace. And really, that's what we're looking for. I think when we're single and we're really, really hoping to be attached, but like we're going about it in an obsessive way, and maybe we're even attaching ourselves to people who aren't really all that good for us or not all that compatible for us. Really, what we're doing is we're trying to find and we're trying to fill our hearts with peace, because maybe we are really feeling some void. And as a Christian, I can honestly say that as believers, we still feel a void. And we feel that void when we're not spending enough time and quality time with the Lord. Because we can spend a lot of time doing things for Him or being with His people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's something really different about just having your personal quality time with Him. In the book of John, chapter 4, there's a story about a woman who was in 6 different relationships. And this story was part of my Bible reading plan recently. And so I read it, and it dawned on me that she had been looking for love in all the wrong places. And she meets Jesus at a well, which is so perfect, because you come to a well when you're thirsty. And Jesus tells her, if you drink of this water, you're going to thirst again. You're going to keep coming back to this well. But there is a water that once it fills you, you will never thirst again. And relationships are amazing. They're God-given. We were made as people to connect. And marriage is beautiful. It's part of God's plan. But it's not going to fully satisfy or give you that deeper peace that you're ultimately looking for. And if you get into a marriage thinking you're going to find that kind of peace there, that inner peace there, you're going to be disappointed. And the chances are that maybe you'll be so disillusioned with this person that you'll want to look for someone else. You want to look for another relationship. And I've done that. I've been there and I've done that. And I've realized that it's not that person's fault. It's me. I'm the one that's not drawing from that eternal, internal. The thing is when we accept Jesus into our hearts, He becomes an internal spring of love, joy, and peace that's in us all the time. But if we're not drinking from that well, we're going to start drinking from other wells, and we're going to be really, really dissatisfied. And so I'm here to say on 11/11 that today I'm celebrating how faithful God has been in the area of my relationships. But more importantly, I'm celebrating how grateful I am that He met me at my well. For me, my well was really in college. Actually, it was in college that I actually visited that very well that Jesus met the Samaritan woman at. And I visited that well 9 years ago. Well, historically, that is very, very likely to be the well. I shouldn't say that it's exactly the well. But anyways, I was there. And it happened to coincide with a season in my life where, I had just gotten out of a very long situationship, and I was really looking for something else. It was there that I started realizing that even if I were to meet someone exciting and amazing, which I did, it really never took away that inner cry of my heart that was seeking for peace. So I hope that tonight, if you are listening and you are single and you are really, really hoping, you're keeping your eyes peeled for someone out there, that you would just take the time to sit with the true lover of your soul. And his name is Jesus Christ. And he will fill you over and over and over again.